Yes, the second time today. She came at 2, she came at 5:20. And picked flowers, yes, stole flowers. I'm in touch with her son. I'm in touch with the police. I'm in touch with adult protective services. Every day, twice a day now, coming to pick my flowers. You saw me jump on the chair. No. Hello, everybody. Thank you for checking in. Great to see you all. Hello. Hello. My picture looks so clear today. Look, you can see the oranges on the back table, like perfectly clear. The flower bandit. Yeah, so, Hello, everybody. Thank you for checking in. I just posted a whole bunch of pictures. Hey, Wing Doggy. Oh, let me finish. Let me send an invite. I got distracted sending invites. I don't know if everybody got their invite. Hi, Philip and Wing Dog and everyone on YouTube. Thank you for checking in. I'm live on YouTube. It's Stupid Question Day, where I answer any question about any topic in the entire universe with complete accuracy. And I tweeted a bunch of pictures. I tweeted some pictures from the Extend Life people. I took a picture holding all the wonderful treats they sent me. I took a selfie for them. They're out of Australia and a really great company. So if you need to get some health products, check out their website. I've been taking their drink mix thing for the last like 2 weeks. So I will let you know how it's going. And I also tweeted a picture from the red carpet from the Ghoul premiere last night, wearing the dress and the necklace and the shoes and everything that people just gave me for the recent gift suites. So thanks, Laura. And Marcel says, do you push the elevator more than once, and does it really make you think it's going to move faster? Yes, I push it multiple times, and I do believe it will make the elevator go faster. Not only do I push the elevator button multiple times, but also the crosswalk button when you're stopped at a street. Push that. Tisa said, why do speedometers go up to 130 miles an hour when you legally can't go that fast? Just because you can't legally go that fast doesn't mean that somebody won't go that fast. So it is Stupid Question Day. I have the genius cap on. Oh, and let me tell you about that Ghoul movie. It is creepy small film, creepy, scary small film. I went to see it. Creeped me out. Okay, it's one of those found footage movies where there's a group of younger people, film student kind of people that are going to, they want to make a documentary in like the woods of like the Ukrainian Russia about cannibalism. And so they're going to this remote like woods, and this creepy old guy arrested for cannibalism, and he said he was possessed, and so they're going to this remote, crazy, abandoned cabin in the woods to make a documentary about this crazy cannibal guy. All right, already off to a bad start. They get there, the guy's not there, they're in the middle of woods, the car gets stuck, and yeah, of course, as you know, and it's all like on filmed, on footage, they're watching footage, and then they play back the footage, and things that they don't remember happening are on the camera. Starts getting weird. They do a less like Ouija board thing, and there's a spirit. They don't leave. They stay there. Anyhow, it doesn't end well for any of them. Very creepy movie. But a small film, probably done for a really good, really low budget, and I think they did a really good job because I'm a fan of independent films and low budget films, so I think they did a really good job of making a scary, creepy movie on like one location, probably with a really low budget. So I think they did a great job, and it was definitely creepy and scary. I left there like I ran out of the theater when it was over. Hi, Angie. Oh, did I say hi to everybody? I got so distracted. Hello, Lure Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl, Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and N1QOV and Wing Doggy and Joe Barney and Bill Nouse and Red Stapler and Scott Kimmis, Bill Knaus, Philip. Thank you for checking in. Angie Jonas! So, alright, hang on. Let me make sure that make sure I got everybody. Alright, hello! Alright. Angie says, save the drama for your mama. Yes, thank you for your I retweeted you, Angie. Hello! Oh, I think I might have missed something. How come you press harder on a remote control when you know the battery is dead? Oh, well, now, Tesis, that actually is a logical question because sometimes, I don't know, some of you have those remote controls where you have to end up sticking little pieces of cardboard in because the batteries, something's like lifted and it needs extra pressure to get it to connect. There's a space or a gap and it's causing the battery to separate, and you need to actually put either extra pressure or put some little papers and stuff in to... In fact, that's been... I don't have a TV now, but every single remote I've ever had to do that eventually. Marcel says, would you rather eat roadkill for the rest of your life or have everyone else in the world sound like Gilbert Gottfried? I'd rather have everybody else in the world sound like Gilbert Gottfried. Because A, I don't want to eat roadkill. And B, at least I'll sound fabulous. Tisa says, where's the egg in an egg roll? Actually, well, sometimes they do have egg in the egg roll, but I think it's actually is it the dough? Maybe it's an egg, the batter, the wrapper. I think that's where it's coming from. It's super... So, yeah, Jesus. I don't know. I'm here to answer any question. So the film If you like scary movies and creepy movies, I think it is opening March 20th. And I'm not sure, like, if they're just in theaters or they have an online thing going on. It's a small film, so I don't think it's going to be in a lot of theaters. I think they might have a limited small release opening and then probably online or on demand somewhere. But if you like scary, creepy, small, independent, low-budget horror films, and you will like this. I know, Laura, you don't want to watch this, but some of you like these. And I was kind of riveted. I actually went there and I didn't think I was going to stay for the whole movie. And it's not long. It's probably like an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't think. Thank you, Wing Doggy. I know the picture seems to be coming in really clear today. I don't know if it's like I'm getting a nice light in here, but even the oranges on my table, it's not usually that clear. It's usually the focus on the back table, my table back there is usually a lot fuzzier. It's like bright. I don't know. My camera is like much better today than normal. So, but I was riveted by this movie. I didn't leave, and I thought I was going to leave, and I couldn't. I was stuck in my seat, and as soon as the credits started, I bolted out of there. I was totally creeped out. And there was some blood and stuff, but it was more like psychological. And it was one of those movies where you're just like, everybody get out! Of course, everybody ends up. Nobody, and the movie doesn't end well for anyone. There's no happy endings for anyone. But it was like a mental, like it creeped out your brain. Yeah, psychological, because there was enough. There was a little bit of supernatural stuff, but most of it wasn't. Most of it was realistic enough, which made it creepier because, you know, sometimes when it's like a horror movie, but it's like monsters and stuff, you don't really get scared because it's separated enough from real life that you're like, yeah, okay, it's just a movie. But this had enough. It had a little bit of like supernatural weird stuff in it, but it had enough of stuff that was real that you're like, wait, maybe that could happen. Which makes it a little creepier because there's that little bit of fear in the back of your head of the unknown, of the creepy stuff in the dark you can't see, and so that makes it that makes it scary. Marcel said, would you rather eat a potato and feel its pain or be the potato? Cannibalistic potato. Oh. Tisa says, why do toasters always have a setting on them which burns your toast to a horrible crisp that no one would ever eat? Well, different breads take a different amount of toastings. Different things toast faster than others. So it's more a matter of, do you have your toaster on the wrong setting for the bread you're using, Jesus? It's the operator, not the toaster's fault. Oh, and I just missed it. Somebody just asked, why does mineral water, which has trickled through mountains for years, have a use-by date? Because it is then packed in plastic. It may or may not. Anything, things that are packed, even when they're canned, packed, sealed, that doesn't mean there's some sort of microscopic microbe that after a couple of years, things start to break down, things start to grow. Like a sealed can 10 years later, you probably don't want to eat whatever's in that can after 10 years. There's a use-by date for a reason. Things start to break down. Canned and sealed does not mean infinity unless it's a Twinkie. I think Twinkies have a use-by date of infinity. And you know, to be honest, food shouldn't last forever. Plastic and other things like that lasts a long time. But food should not. Ice cream should melt. Food should go bad. Hamburgers should not look the same as when you bought them 10 years later. Marcel says, if happiness was a national currency, what kind of work would make you rich? Well, I have to say that I'm lucky to say that I do a lot of the things that make me happy. Acting, talking to people, helping people, those things make me happy. Artistic things, fashion things, talking things, those things make me happy. Oh, wow. Fairies Lover is making a documentary short about homeless people. Good. Yay, Fairies Lover! They've met their financial goal for their fundraising campaign. I'm very excited about that. As you know, I live in an area where there is a large contingent of homeless people and people who are near homeless. So it is something that I deal with every day, as well as our poor demented flower stealing lady. So in fact I called the adult protection services because now I've gotten her a caseworker, and I've called to find out. Somebody's got to follow up and find out what's going on in her home. Why is this woman, who seems like she's got the brain of a 7-year-old. Now, I don't know for sure because she doesn't speak English, but she seems like a demented child who comes every day to steal my flowers. But she's all alone. She's wandering the streets. She's sitting around all day. She's stealing stuff from everywhere. She's 93. Why does she live alone? Why is she's not being taken care of? She's wearing the same clothes every day, you know, that are like dirty and falling apart. Linda says she should, well, and she has a son. She doesn't speak the language. She can't even talk to anyone. She's hoarding stuff and collecting stuff and stealing stuff that she can't even read, like compulsively stealing papers. She has a son that lives nearby, and she does not live with their son. The son knows about this and chooses to ignore it or pretend it's not happening. And when you talk to him about him, he's like, oh, yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll try and get her to stop. But he's not doing anything. Oh, Angie, you know what, Angie? It makes me mad on so many different things. There are so many things that are happening right now that make me mad that I can't even talk about because it just would make me go on a rant. It's like somebody let all the racists out of a cage, and they're popping up everywhere. And they seem to act like, oh, I'm not racist, I'm just saying stuff. Like people on the news, people who should know better are saying completely inappropriate things, and it's not okay. Newscasters, It's just not okay. It's getting crazy and out of hand, and I can't even think about it. It makes me so angry. Yes, exactly, Angie. I have no tolerance for racism, sexism, ageism. I do not. I am about equality and acceptance for everybody. And there's a large group of people that are getting more and more and more narrow-minded. I have no tolerance for that. It just it goes against all of the values and morals that I find important. Alara says I should consider her sexist. Or sexy. Marcel says, one day a blonde walks into a doctor's office with both of her ears burnt. The doctor asks her, what happened? She says, well, I was ironing my work suit and the phone rang and I mistakenly picked up the iron instead of the phone. Oh, well, that explains one ear, says the doctor. What about the other? The blonde says, the bastard's come back! Oh, sure, make fun of us, blonde. Hilary says she does believe in women's rights. Well, of course. Marcel! So, yeah, so I believe in the principles that our Constitution and America was founded on. Equality, the inalienable rights of all people. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Separation of church and state to ensure equality of all groups. That is the first thing in the Constitution, because the people who started our country came from a place where they were persecuted. There was a religious intolerance. They were very conscious about making church and state separate so that people could practice their religion, and the government would not be controlled by religion. That was the most important thing in the minds of the makers of our Constitution. There's a lot of people out there now that would try and dismantle that. They seem to twist that around. Marcel says, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? Oh, either way, I'm a goner. I'm a goner either way. Angie says she's good, Angie. It's stupid question, eh? I have the genius cap on, so I hope somebody has a question for the genius. guaranteed to answer any question about any topic in the entire universe with complete accuracy. According to me. Which, as you know, I am always right. I am Oz. Marcel says, would you rather be a chronic farter or a chronic burper? You know, actually, Marcel, there are people, I've read stories like medical things, who it's actually really horrible. There are people who have the hiccups for like 10 years or nonstop. Something's going wrong with them where they're having like a nonstop sneezing or the hiccups or burping for years. Can you imagine the torture and the disruption of your life if you are non-stop having, if anything was happening non-stop and you couldn't control it? That, and I don't know if these people ever find out why that's happening. They are ever, ourselves. Yeah, there are cases where people have had that happening where they're like hiccuping for like 10 years. Jesus says, why isn't 11 pronounced 1-1? 1-1. You know what? That's an excellent question, Jesus. And from now on, that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say 11. I'm going to say 1D1. 21, 31, 1-1. 1-1. Or you can call it 1-1. Allure says it's called chicken legs at bingo. Marcel says, what is your happiest childhood memory and what makes it so special? I cannot think of anything off the top of my head, so I can't answer that question right now. I have to sit down and try and think of something. Jesus says, why is it that you can be overwhelmed and underwhelmed, but you can't just be whelmed? I'm feeling a little whelmed. How are you? I'm whelmed. That actually the singular, the present tense singular of that is whelm. Well. I'm feeling well. I know it sounds funny, but it's well. I'm doing well. I'm well, thank you. And Jesus said, shouldn't the opposite of shut up be shut down? Shut up or open down? Shut up, open down. The English language is so amusing. David says, I'm the little girl that fell in the well. No, there was... There was a little girl, what was that little girl, like Jessica or something? There was a little baby, she was like 2 years old or something. She fell in a well like 23 feet deep or something. What was that, like in Oklahoma or Texas? That was like 25 years ago, I think. Baby Jessica. And they were able to miraculously, because A, she fell in, she's too little to like get her to like hold on to anything or get her to climb up, and she was stuck. And they were really concerned about like dirt caving in on top of her, and they couldn't get her out. They were just pulling her up. So they had to like dig like tunnels like sideways or something to finally get her in. She was like stuck like upside down or twisted or something. I think she's probably like 30 by now, or like in her 20s or something. It was like gripping national news. Little baby stuck in the well for like, it was like 2 days or something. It took them a while to get her out. Marcel says, would you rather have a third eye or a third arm? I think I'd rather have a third arm. I could be so much more efficient. Instead of saying, I only have 2 hands, I only have 3 hands. Angie says she wants a third arm too, yeah. Tisa says, if you got in a cab and the driver drove backwards, would he end up owing you money? No, it doesn't matter which direction you're going in. The meter is still going to count the miles. And if your cab driver is driving backwards, get out! Get out of that crazy cab! Yes, Marcel, it's miles or time. I found out, yeah. Last time, when my car was broken and I had to take a cab, it cost me $12 to go like a mile because there was traffic. Marcel says, would you rather be the smartest moron or the dumbest genius? I would like to say I've already achieved that. I'd like to say I'm the dumbest genius around. I think I've got that market cornered. Hello. Wing Doggy says buy a moped. I'm a genius. All right, so it is 5:55, so I'm actually just about to sign off. That went so quick. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for the great, fabulous questions. And I will not be here tomorrow. Just to remind you guys, I will not be here tomorrow. So I will see you guys back on Monday. Monday at 5:15 Los Angeles time. And hopefully I'll have some more pictures for you by then. I will be posting more pictures later, probably tomorrow. I'm waiting for some more pictures to come in. But I posted one on Twitter. But I want to thank you guys for coming to see me because you're awesome. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and T-Sis and Host and Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and The Cram and Marcel and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Philip and Wing Doggy and N1QOV and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and Sam and St. Clinton and Wing Doggy and Angie Jonas and Sue and Lucky Girl, T-Sis, thank you for checking in, and Sturgis Guy and Jim Dandy. Make sure I got everyone. You guys are awesome! St. Clinton! St. Clinton, I love you! I'm just about to sign off. Let me say goodbye. Bye, I love you. Bye. I'll see you guys on Monday.